So, this video is about why I actually quit my high paying corporate job to follow my spiritual path. I never thought I would be someone who would quit my job. I was too much attached with my job and I studied hard for this, but eventually I never knew that I would take this step and leave that job behind just to take a big risk in life in terms of earning the money. It wasn't an easy decision, to be honest, but it was one of the most transformative decisions that I've ever made in my life. I don't think I've made any better decision in my life than this. And honestly, the biggest push came from just one thought that life is finite. That's what my Guru Dandpani said in his book Power of Unwavering Focus. That was when I started to take my life extremely seriously, because before that I was just trying to pay my bills. I was just trying to survive, live according to the societal expectations and trying to please everyone else. But only after I realized that life is actually quite finite, that is when I stopped pleasing others. That is when I stopped being someone else that I was not. And I really hope my story inspires you to reflect upon your own life and follow your heart. For almost 10 years I have worked in IT sector, and it was a stable career. I had everything that the society tells us to strive for, like financial security, respected job, a stable routine. What else one need in life to be happy, right? But that was not enough for me. Deep inside my heart, I really felt disconnected from life. I spent most of my times working towards the goals that I didn't really care about, leaving little to no time for the things that I wanted to actually do in life or the people I wanted to meet in life and spend more time with. And I also kept asking myself this question: is this really how I want to spend the rest of my life? Is it something that I really want? Second thing that happened while I was going through contemplation in my life, and I knew that I didn't want to continue in my IT career, something very strange happened. I had a spiritual awakening, as people call it, and that made my life so much better, and it gave me a lot of confidence. These things actually are true in life, and I did not know that. I thought I never heard of spiritual awakening before this, to be honest. I think a lot of people don't know about this yet, what it means to be awakened in life. And I feel there are very less people who have experienced this, and those are the people who have experiences can actually understand it. Otherwise, normal person will take a very long time to contemplate upon this thought. But anyway, let's get back to what I was going through. So I started meditating, I think almost 3 to 4 years back. And I started to do it because I wanted a little peace of my mind. This is how we all start. We feel stressed in life, we are anxious, we are worrisome, and we feel that there must be some solution out there, and that's how we all begin to meditate. And it's a good way. I mean, we have to start from somewhere. That's why I feel that people go through stress so that they can start meditating, I feel. And eventually, I think after 2 years of constant meditation, like not constant, I would say on and off, and a few episodes of very dark phases of my life, I eventually surrendered. I did not know what was the meaning of surrender. Now I'm getting to know all those things because at that point I did it unknowingly. And since I did it, now when I read about surrendering, that is when I understand that these things truly happen. And these things happen very naturally. If I'll tell you that you have to surrender to God, you'll not even understand what is the meaning of surrendering. You'll not even understand what is God. But at one phase of your life, when you'll just feel helpless, when you'll feel stuck, when you'll feel that you have nowhere else to go, when you just let go of trying to control everything around you and you just flow with the life, that is what I feel surrender is. And that moment came in my life. And when that moment came in my life, that darkness lifted away. I don't know how. I just felt an overwhelming sense of peace and clarity in terms of who am I, what am I supposed to do, what are my next steps, where am I going after this, what was I meant to do in this life. All those things became extremely clear. And I feel it happened because I got in touch with my soul, and it is the super consciousness in me which took over and imparted a lot of knowledge onto me. And it was a lot of download of information that happened very naturally, that I did not even ask for. I did not even know I would be interested in the topics like Bhagavad Gita or spirituality. To be honest, I was more into psychology earlier. And after this happened, I realized that my true purpose of life is to explore spirituality. And whatever I learned, I started this channel because I wanted to share what I learned. And then I went through a lot of other pages in on social media, on YouTube specifically, that people do go through this phase. And only when you go through this phase, that is when you try to look for what is spiritual awakening and what happens afterwards. So almost for an year or so, I went through a very beautiful phase of my life, almost for 1 year. And it was something where I was constantly getting a lot of information from my meditation sessions or from a lot of books I was reading, because I was too much into reading all these things. And I had a sudden inclination towards spirituality, like how our soul works, all those things. During that phase of my life, that during one last 1 year of my life, that is when I realized that before this phase, I wasn't truly living. I was just reacting to life. I wasn't creating a life. I wasn't truly enjoying myself. I was just existing. Things were happening to me. I wasn't doing things that I wanted to do. Even when I tried hard to do something, apart from my job, let's say, the results were not that great. And I felt like it's too much of effort from my end to get the output. But after that phase, I realized that I don't want to continue doing what I was doing earlier. And I want to start something new altogether. And I want to shape my life myself. And all that clarity of thoughts, that whole 1 year of contemplation, writing, journaling, reading books, all these things led me into a phase of my life this year, starting from I think March to April. I started to see a lot of angel numbers around me. So, this is the next phase I wanted to talk about. I never used to believe in all those things, and it happened to me. For constantly for 4 months, I think, or more than that, I've started to see the numbers like 2222, 1111, 4444, and all that. And whenever I looked at the watch, the number was right there staring back at me. The more I resisted seeing it, the more it came in front of me. And then I started to just randomly look for it online. A friend of mine also texted at that time that, do you know what does this number mean? Because she was also seeing those repeated numbers at that time. And all of those things kind of nudged me towards figuring things out more. And then I came across that it's some sort of a sign from the universe and I really need to pay attention to it. But even after that, I did not take that hard step of quitting my job, because I knew it's happening because eventually I want to quit my job, but I wasn't taking that action. So there was a lot of resistance coming from my, you can say, ego self, who wants to earn that money and is attached to that money. But then there's this another me who knows that the money I was attached to is something which doesn't really matter to me. I was having constant discussions about quitting job with my husband. At that point, he wasn't also sure if we should take the step or not, because again, we are not very risk taking people. We both are kind of similar people and we both want to enjoy our lives as well. But one day, I came back from office. I had a very bad day. Everything was going crazy in the office and it never happened before. I thought these things are happening because maybe I'm not listening to those signs. But then again, I thought if it has to happen, it'll happen eventually. I was ready for the struggles I was seeing at that time. And then on that same day, when I came back from office to home, my husband stood there because even he had a rough day. He also thought that at least one person should be happy in life. So he asked me, why don't you quit your job if it's stressing you so much? And then I thought, what? I want to, but I wanted him on to this, like to be on the same page, right? So I wasn't forcing it on both of us. I thought maybe if it is has to happen, it'll happen eventually. But then after he said it, I asked him, let's take one more day and 2 more days to contemplate upon it and then we'll decide. And then things happened by itself. I quit my job and now here I am talking about it. So I feel those angel numbers were trying to tell me that you can go with the flow, you can trust yourself, and you don't have to punish yourself to be in the job that you do not like. And my husband supported me at that time. It was kind of a blessing. Of course, it was a blessing because I couldn't have done it myself. The final decision that I made was not based on my previous experiences, were not based on angel numbers as well, were not based on how we both came to the conclusion that I should quit my job because at least one person should be happy. It happened because I started to reflect upon my life more seriously. So there's this one line from the book Power of Unwavering Focus, where my guru Dandapani, he's talking about his own guru, Guru Deva, and he's talking about the day when he was dying. He was on his deathbed, and he was reflecting upon his life and talking about how beautifully he had lived, and he would not have traded even 1 minute for something else in his life. He lived joyously. He lived how he wanted to live. And that was exactly the turning point of my life as well. That I want to be the same person. If I'm dying one day, I should be able to say those same lines that I did what I wanted to do in this life. I lived joyously. I inspired others through what I've learned in life, and I've done justice to my life, and I've not wasted even a single second of my life. So when I contemplated more about that line from the book and imagined myself lying down on the deathbed and thinking about how it would feel if I died tomorrow, I just felt that I did a lot of injustice to my life, to myself. So, this was a very powerful insight from that book and from my guru. I can't thank him enough. I'm just blessed. And this is why I finally stepped into unknown and I chose to live more in alignment to my true nature. And these days, what I do is I do a little bit of crafting because I really like it. I read scriptures, I meditate, I help my mother in law with the chores because I'm staying here for the time being. And I make videos, but I don't push myself too hard into creating content. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't push myself. And that's why I've kept the frequency of only one video a week, and I think that's enough for me. And I'm engaged throughout my day. Like if I'm doing something, I'm fully present there. There is no resistance which is coming from my mind into any task that I do, even if it's a conversation between me and someone else. I am fully present there. I don't feel that it is not something that I don't want to do. So that's how my life has changed. And I've seen that impact has accumulated throughout the day. And the next day, when I sit and meditate, I can see the difference clearly. Like how I used to meditate earlier was not that great, but now when I sit and meditate, because I have spent the whole day full of concentration, I feel that it's very easy for me to go into my meditative state again. Just a key takeaway for this video for those who are also stuck where I was stuck earlier and they are not able to gather the strength they want to, Just one message for you is that try to envisage yourself on your deathbed more often. And when you try to shrink the time, your priorities in life will become extremely clear, and you'll stop wasting your time into the things that don't really matter to you. And this is what came from that book. And most importantly, I realized that when we feel that we deserve a life which is full of purpose, which is more fulfilling to us, that is when we start to live a life in alignment. But before that, if we feel that we are not deserving of such life, we will end up wasting it for other people. So if you are someone who is stuck in that particular zone, it means there is more work that you have to do on yourself to increase your inner voice, to work through your soul. You have to put more efforts into meditating, and once you start meditating in life and you build that soul power, nothing can stop it. It'll eventually take over and you'll be speechless in life. Thank you so much for listening to me for this long, and whoever is watching until now, let me know if you resonated with this video and leave a comment if you would like. I would love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care and remember to live your life fully, and I'll see you next week.